waters are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Cockpit earlier at about 7 a.m. A group from the Coast Guard.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
Today on Rappler, Lacson says he will submit his list of lawmakers in the pork barrel scam to the Justice Department. Chinese fishermen arrested of Palawan face charges of environmental crime. And prominent personalities and brands boycott the Sultan of Brunei's hotel group for implementing Sharia law.
Hello, I'm Ai Makaraig. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Rehabilitation Secretary Lacson says he will submit to the Justice Department his copy of the list of lawmakers who allegedly transacted with pork barrel scam mastermind Janet NAPOLES. Justice Secretary Leila de Lima said she wants to meet Lacson to cross-check the names in their separate versions of the NAPOLES list. On April 21st, NAPOLES gave de Lima the list along with an affidavit of her knowledge in the scam where lawmakers allegedly diverted public funds for kickbacks. The list is the subject of speculation among legislators and political observers. Lacson says he will call out the administration if de Lima excludes its allies from the list. Despite calls to release the list, de Lima says it's reckless to disclose the names without vetting the information. She says the validation process involves making sure there is documentary evidence to back up NAPOLES' claims. Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman T.G. Gingona also announces the Senate will finally meet to discuss the NAPOLES list. The committee is also set to begin the hearing on the 900 million peso Malampaya Fund scam, where NAPOLES is also allegedly involved. The 11 Chinese fishermen arrested off the coast of Palawan Tuesday face charges for allegedly violating Philippine environmental laws. These include the Philippine Wildlife Act and the Philippine Fisheries Code. The fishermen were found with about 500 turtles in their boat when Philippine maritime policemen intercepted them on Hasa-Hasa Shoal or Half Moon Shoal, 60 nautical miles from Palawan. Under the Wildlife Act, the Chinese fishermen may face up to 12 years in prison or a fine of 1 million pesos each or $22,600. The planned filing of charges is expected to draw protests from China, which called the arrest a premeditated provocative act deliberately done to create more tension in the disputed West Philippine Sea or South China Sea. But Philippine officials say the maritime police patrolling the area were just doing their jobs. Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office Chair Margarita Wico resigns. Malacanang says President Benigno Aquino accepted the resignation of the longtime ally and friend of the Aquino family. Wico was also the social secretary of the late President Corazon Aquino. Malacanang does not disclose the reason behind her resignation, but sources say a key Liberal Party official who was defeated in the 2013 polls was reportedly promised the PCSO post. In a TV interview, Wico says she stepped down because she wants to spend more time with her family. She denies resigning because of a supposed rift with Interior Secretary Mar Rojas. The Marine drills for the Balikatan War Games between Philippine and U.S. troops begin Friday. About 5,500 troops take part in the annual War Games over a 2-week period. The troops trade mock assaults on a beach by the West Philippine Sea or South China Sea. The drills aim to hone the Allies' combat skills. Philippine Foreign Secretary Albert Del Rosario says this year's Balikatan is designed to help Philippine troops boost maritime capability to address challenges in the South China Sea. While the U.S. says it takes no position in the territorial dispute, President Barack Obama vowed ironclad commitment to defend the Philippines. A soldier dies because of serious injuries from the fire that broke out at the Philippine Army headquarters Wednesday. 30-year-old Corporal Bernabe Mota died at the V. Luna Medical Center in Quezon City Friday morning. He is survived by his wife and daughter. The fire from the Army's explosives and ordnance disposal injured 25 people, including soldiers and first responders. Officials say pressure on the explosives may have triggered the fire, but they are still investigating further. Today on Palarong Pambansa, National Capital Region or NCR continues to dominate. Its secondary boys basketball and football teams advanced to the finals in separate wins over Central Visayas. NCR defeats defending champion Central Visayas in basketball at 90-80. NCR will face host region Calabarzon in the finals. In football, NCR's goalkeeper keeps up with two crucial saves as they defeat Central Visayas in penalty shootout 4-3. NCR will take the pitch against defending champions Mimaropa. Still on Palaro, missing arms and legs, these Calabarzon swimmers prove there is no excuse not to take the plunge. Jane Brasher reports.
Jonalyn Hernando does not look like everybody else, but she can feed herself. She can draw and cut shapes. She's also a very good swimmer. Born without half her arms and legs, Jonalyn can do what everyone else does. And like everyone else, she dreams.
Bakit swimmer po? Mababait po naman mga klase ko. Tinutulungan po nila ako sa pagkuha ng gamit.
The youngest of 7 siblings, Jonalyn wants to finish school and give back to her parents. She says any prize money she gets will go straight to her mother.
Sa bawat minutong tinitingnan ko yung anak ko, talagang natulog ko yung duha ko. Dahil lang iniisip ko, ano magiging kapalaran ng aking anak? Bakit siya nagkaganito? Hindi ko na sinisisi ang Panginoon, ba't niyo ako binigyan ng ganito? Basta naging alam, ito yung binigay sa akin niya.
Palarong Pambansa is the 10-year-old's first shot at testing how far she can go. And she succeeded. Jonalyn won the gold in her category with the crowd cheering her on.
Ngayon lang po ako napasali sa ganito lang. Hindi naman po ako tinutusin na iba.
Also competing at Palaro is 15-year-old Marco Tinamisan. He was born missing both his legs and a left arm. He learned to swim by playing dead in the water. He likes to play basketball and hang out with the regular kids.
Nagiging kaibigan ko po sila. Hindi ko inisipin.
Marco came in last in his competition, but he still emerged smiling and proud.
Sabi ko nga talagang nothing is impossible. May kapansanan ka man o wala. Basta yung willingness mo na matuto, kakayanin.
The 6,000 young athletes at the Palarong Pambansa are all here for different reasons. For Jonalyn and Marco, Palaro is not about winning. It is about finishing the race. For others, Palaro is about making it past every hurdle. It means overcoming physical limitations or playing to change perceptions. A lot of them simply want a better life. No matter the reason, these athletes are all fighting for something bigger. For some, Palaro may be a stepping stone to a higher goal. For others, this is the best it can get. Even so, one thing is certain. These young athletes will remember Palaro for the rest of their lives. Jane Brasher, Rappler, Laguna.
Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 1, Myanmar is hosting the Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN Summit for the first time. The country hopes to use the weekend summit as its coming out celebration after it emerged from decades of military rule. The meeting comes in the middle of high seas tension between China and other ASEAN member countries that will test the region's ability to stand together against a mighty economic partner. Myanmar is expected to steer a cautious route through disputes with China, a longtime ally. At number 8, The United Nations says more people now have access to safer drinking water, but the poor remain sidelined. In a report, the World Health Organization and UNICEF say 89% of the globe's population had access to improved water supplies at the end of 2012. At least 748 million people, roughly half of them in sub-Saharan Africa and most of the rest in Asia, still use unsafe water sources. And at number 9, Chinese farmers are swapping tractors for luxury cars after making fortunes through the Alibaba Group. The internet giant filed its multi-billion-dollar IPO on Wall Street. An investor frenzy could drive its value as high as $200 billion when it goes public in the US later this year. One of Alibaba's main assets is e-commerce site Taobao, or search for treasure. It allows Chinese businessmen to offer their locally made products to millions of potential Chinese customers. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. For social media posts of the day, when the Sultan of Brunei imposed the Sharia law in his homeland, he fired up social media. The Sharia law in part allows the stoning of adulterers and homosexuals. American TV host and gay rights advocate Ellen DeGeneres boycotts hotels owned by the Sultan. So did many others, like British comedian Stephen Fry, businessman Richard Branson, and even high fashion brand Yves Saint Laurent. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that got the most clicks. Today's mood navigator has a lot of stories related to the tension in the South China Sea. Chinese fishers face charges for crime in the Philippines. Today's top story has 90% of readers feeling angry, 3% sad. But we also have stories on the economy. S&P raises PH credit rating, has 68% of people feeling happy, 29% inspired. But the story that got the most votes is about still the pork barrel scam. 10 senators endorsed plunder charges against their colleagues, 82% are happy, 5% don't care. All contributing to the mood of the day today, most people are happy. That's Rappler's newscast for today, Friday, May 9th, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Ayi Makaraeganasi. Say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.